Hey guys, it's Kip from Famous by Friday Pickleball. Got a brand new paddle to review. Very excited about this paddle, the new Gearbox Pro Power Elongated Paddle. Very excited about this paddle. There's been a lot of talk about it. Very anxious to get out to the court and play with it. The last paddle from Gearbox, I believe, was the CX14 Ultimate. That was a very cool paddle. Had the new power ring technology, a ring that went around the perimeter of the paddle and made the surface kind of trampoline in and shoot the ball off. This paddle has that as well, but it has a lot of other upgrades and a few changes. This paddle does have the SST core that we've all come to know and love from Gearbox. However, it is in the power version of this paddle. It's not the ribs that go the length of the paddle. It's in a matrix, and Gearbox calls this the Power Matrix technology. It's individual chambers versus the carbon ribs that went all the way through. It's individual chambers. They're kind of separated. Think of like an Excel spreadsheet. So they kind of have just little boxes of them in there. And Gearbox believes that will give a lot more power to the paddle. And from what I'm hearing, it really does. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited to get this on the court. Also, it has a smart dampening technology for vibration control, a precision core technology for increased accuracy and consistency. I always worry when you see the word power. That usually does not go hand in hand with control, but we'll see. The precision core technology is supposed to give it increased accuracy and consistency. The TX is another exciting change from Gearbox is the TXR surface. This is a Tory T700 carbon fiber surface. Should give just really nice spin. I believe the website says superior spin. I believe it should do that, especially if it has a nice kind of long dwell time that the powering technology should provide. Little housekeeping, this paddle is 16.5 inches long. This is the elongated version, 7 3/8 inches wide. It does have a 5.5 inch long handle. That's a 4-inch circumference. Paddle is 14 millimeters thick. And I'd be remiss to not mention this is a $275 paddle US. It is kind of pricey, but with all this technology and all that Gearbox puts in their paddle, I think it should pay off. Headed out to the courts right now. Hope to see you there. I have a feeling everyone will want to latch onto this and hit a few balls with it. Very excited about the new Gearbox Pro Power Elongated. All right, guys, I'll be back. All right, Gearbox Pro, little accuracy. Ball just comes off of here, so sweet. If you do not overswing, it's just crazy accurate. Look at that ball. That's just so nice. Let me knock that ball off there. Nah, I missed it. Kind of aimed a little bit. All right, let's try a couple of spin balls. This ball crazy. I really feel bad about not knocking that ball off there. Man. You hesitate to go after anything with this paddle, really, because you do get a lot of extra distance. Like that. If you go under it at all, that's what happens. Look at that ball. It's got great spin, but once again, it's almost uncontrollable spin a little bit. Let me try and spin one in the court. There, that was better. Really shortened the swing. Tried not to do too much, and the ball was pretty good. Hey guys, just spent the last couple of weeks with the new Gearbox Pro Power, the elongated version, and this paddle is very cool. I love what Gearbox has tried with this paddle. I love that they kind of went outside the box thinking. I know I've said that before, but this is completely different for them, and the results are just tremendous. This paddle is very cool and does things really well. I'm going to bounce through the attributes of this paddle, but bravo Gearbox right away. This paddle, if you do not overswing it, nice short swing, very compact, it is tremendously accurate. You can really drop this ball on a dime off of this paddle. It is, I don't care whether you're dinking or third shot drops, anything like that. The short game, defense, really, really, really good. The drives are really good if you put top spin on them. Flat drives or slice, anything becomes a little problematic, and I'll kind of go into that a little bit later. Very accurate. It's got great spin. The Toray T700 carbon fiber face added with this core and the power ring, the dwell time is tremendous and you get great spin. Once again, there's a caveat to that. If you get under the ball at all, it's going to spin and fly. But if you can control the spin, top spin, you can have a lot of fun with this paddle. Great power. The ball just jumps off of here. It, to a detriment a little bit, but the ball just really jumps. Really great power. Nice power. Now, surprising thing again, it's nice and soft. It's very quiet. The feel and feedback are tremendous. It's almost just like butter. I mean, it is, you just feel this nice, soft, kind of plush feel when the ball comes off of there. It goes back to a lot of things, but it's just, once again, the technology in this paddle is very cool. It's got a large sweet spot. If you do hit the ball up here, it doesn't go anywhere at all. That's kind of just an issue with all elongated paddles. Up here is just bad, and up here is bad on this paddle. But anywhere below that, it is just a nice sweet spot, and you get the results every time. Now, the things that this paddle doesn't do very well. I said it was accurate, but it's not very consistent. As soon as you try and jump on something or try and really overcook something or go after something, the ball's going to fly. It's just not very consistent. It just goes. And you're hitting it 6 inches long out, even though you take sometimes even a short swing, the ball just shoots off here and it's gone. So, flyers beware. It is built into this. It's going to happen. You're going to get flyers. Now, I think the more time you spend with it, you'll kind of get away with that, but it's just, they're inherent. It's in here. Happens a lot to power paddles, and it definitely happens to this. You try and slice a ball at all, I mean, it just, with the dwell time and the spin, it really just shoots the ball out. Now, top spin, you can really roll it in, but you try and slice it at all, or really try and slice it too much, it really spins and just throws the ball out. It's a little frustrating at times, a little maddening sometimes. I tend to kind of try and knock the snot out of serves. You don't dare do that with this paddle. It's really, there's a risk reward, and the risk is pretty large. Other than that, this paddle is really cool. Another thing, it is $275. I'm gonna kind of put that in the dislike portion because 275 US is pretty pricey. But at the same time as I say that, and every time I think I bring up price, a lot of times the technology warrants the price. And what Gearbox has done here is really cool, kind of outside the box thinking. And they've made a paddle that is really possibly could change kind of how the game is played. I'm anxious to, and I'm going to review the Gearbox Pro Control Elongated. It has 15% less power, I think, and it has more spin. I'm kind of anxious to try that paddle. It's coming in. I'm going to review it, so it's up next. But this paddle is good. I would love to hear if you guys have tried this paddle. Bravo to Gearbox. It does what it does well. I was shocked how accurate this paddle is. As long as you don't overcook it. If you overcook it, it's fine. I'm going to go back to my golf days briefly. So if you have a hard swing in golf, you either go with a stiff shaft or an extra stiff shaft, not to whip it through. But if you don't rotate much and you don't have a fast swing, then you go to just a regular shaft or even a flex shaft where it kind of throws the ball. This paddle throws the ball. So if you've got a fast swing, this paddle might not be for you. It's that kind of troublesome when you try and jump on anything. I'm anxious to hear if you guys have tried this. I did talk to Gearbox. They kind of told me that that most people have ordered the power and the control to kind of test them both. I kind of think the control might be the way to go, but like I said, I haven't got it in yet, but I'm anxious to try it. All right, guys, I'd love to hear if you tried this. As always, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll be back with more content soon, and maybe even this guy's cousin, the control. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by. Hey, guys, as I mentioned at the end of that video, I got my hands on the new Gearbox Pro Control Elongated paddle. So I want to compare the two, the Pro Power and the Pro Control. Kind of check the attributes, check the performance, and see how they do. Now, the only difference between the two paddles is the core. I discussed the power matrix core of the Pro Power. In the Pro Control, it's the SST core that we've come to know and love from Gearbox with the carbon rods that extend through the paddle. Gearbox says this will give the Pro Control paddle 15% less power than the Pro Power, but it should be softer and allow for more control and spin. Now, the Pro Power paddle had a lot of spin, so if this has more spin, that's going to be really incredible. I'm excited to get out to the courts and kind of see how this plays. I'm going to take both paddles out. I'm going to let a lot of people hit them. There's been a lot of requests to hit these paddles and kind of see how it goes. I'm excited about this. I wanted to add this to the video, so here we go. The new Gearbox Pro Control Elongated version. All right, headed out to the courts right now. Hope you're there. You'll get to hit both these paddles. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll be back. All right, guys, the Gearbox Pro Control Elongated. Let me go after a cone here. Oh, there's a little bit of wind behind me. It kind of pushed that. Yeah, that one too. Got to tone it down a little bit. The wind behind me here. Do not full swing. It's almost like you're aiming it a little bit. Yeah, but all the balls are going toward the cone. That's good. Let me see if I can hit the cone. Yeah, that was right on line. There it is. All right, that was good. All right, let me pick up balls here, and I'm going to try a little spin with this. I know this spins well. Hope the camera picks it up. I'm going to try and spin these. The wind behind me is not going to help with the spin. I can't get them too far in the air here, or they'll just fly. But I hope I can show this. Oh, that ball really hopped after it hit the ground. Once again, the wind is pushing these a little bit, but it really hopped after it hit the ground. Very nice. Oh, that one was kind of off camera. Once again, if I get too much air underneath these are going to fly. This paddle doesn't need any help power-wise, but it's getting some today. Let me see if I can knock that cone off there. Oh, that was really nice. Really, really, really nice. The wind kind of died during that, so I got kind of extra spin. This paddle is really nice. Gearbox has done a great job, as always. The Pro Control and the Pro Power. All right. Hey guys, I'm back. Or way wild. This paddle has, both of these paddles have a place. And if you're kind of just, if you're diligent enough, patient enough, you can kind of make these paddles work. I think, honestly, the Power has more upside because it can do just super cool things. I think this paddle with the matrix core, if you take the power ring away and get rid of that trampoline effect, this paddle is gold. It could really do some great things. Just that the face is separated by the power ring from the core. There's a little separation, and the ball, it just trampolines and shoots off of there. But that also gives it the upside, because if you hit topspin with this and topspin only, you can really, if you're the aggressor, if you're the banger, I think that's almost how you have to play. Or just, and Gearbox actually told me this, don't swing at all. And because if you try and muscle a little bit or do something extra or something, like, you will be punished. You have to have a specific style game for both of these paddles. I honestly love to take the power out just a little bit more than the control, because it is kind of fun to play with. The ball just shoots off of there. I mean, you're taking time away from the other team every single shot. I don't care whether it's a dink or a drive, reset, whatever. That ball just jumps and gets there really quick. So it has a lot of fun, a lot of upside. However, you can't. I tend to just try and knock the snot out of serves. And with both of these paddles, you've got to tone that down just a little bit. If you try and backspin, you got to tone that down just a little bit. It changes your swing a little bit. But if you come into this and don't have a big swing, or it's really, this paddle is going to fit a certain amount of people. Both of these paddles, because they do things about the same. Only I would say that the control is about 15% less on everything. Because I think the power you can control just as well. You can control your shots if you're nice tempo, nice soft hands. And this paddle spins like mad. They both do, but this one really spins like mad. I think they have a place. I'm not sure what that place is. I'm anxious to hear from you guys what you've tried with these paddles, if you've hit with them. They do some cool things. They really do. Bravo to Gearbox for trying something different and going a different direction, especially with the SST core for them in the power paddle. That's very different. I keep wanting to take these back out to the court and try them again and find a happy place, and maybe you guys have kind of tried to do that too. All right, guys, these are not going to go in my bag, but I keep taking them out to the court occasionally. I want to take the power out kind of against the wind, because it's going to cut through any wind gust there is. All right, guys, as always, hit like, hit subscribe. Tell me if you use these. Tell me what you think of them. And if you had to change your game just a little bit to meet this paddle in the middle, you kind of got to negotiate through it a little bit. All right, guys, as always, thank you. I'll be back.
$54. That looked really solid.
Okay, I flicked that a little bit.
Did you feel like that was a solid hit?
Yeah, flicked it. I really flicked it a bit. Whoa!
That was 49, and I need safety goggles.
Is everyone all right?